welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, especially the justice part. There was no superhero unless you count the judge. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, this concerns a situation that happened at a popular fast food chain in America called Chipotle. I really wish Chipotle would come to Korea because I've never tried it myself. Anyway, so the woman in question had ordered one of the burrito bowls
Correct.
at Chipotle, and she thought it was made wrong and made badly. But rather than just complain or ask for another one or ask for a refund, she decided to throw the entire bowl into the employee's face. I'm sure it was obvious to just about everyone immediately. You can't just do that. That is clearly illegal. So police got called. Woman got arrested for assault. And I think the typical punishment for this kind of assault, because of course it was all captured on CCTV, there was no way she was going to get away with saying, I didn't do it. So the typical punishment is 3 months in jail. But the particular judge this time, he decided to get a bit more creative. How can I really convince this woman that her behavior was wrong and to never do this again? Because actually some of the comments she made in court about, she kept mentioning that the food was made wrong and made badly. So the judge didn't fully believe her that she was never going to do this again. So he said, okay, instead of 3 months in jail, you can do 1 month in jail and then 2 months of 20-hour weeks working in a fast food restaurant. So you can actually learn how tough it is to do this job, at minimum wage, basically, day after day, as your option. Obviously, it probably sounded a lot better than 3 months in jail, so she took that option. We don't fully know the results of this yet, but I just thought this was a brilliant idea. A lot of people, I think, were in favor. Maybe she's really actually going to understand what it's like. This woman is also unemployed. So the judge, I think, was fair in saying she probably doesn't understand the stresses of this job and how, difficult and maybe soul-destroying it is to not only work there, but to be treated this way by customers day after day after day. So hopes are high that maybe she will truly learn her lesson this time and hopefully never be rude to service staff again. Certainly not to assault them again. So I had a little chuckle. I do enjoy a creative punishment, especially if it's educational. I am an educator, I thought this was a really fun and useful idea by the judge. So I think the typical questions of, have you seen anything like this? What would you do in this situation? Are not that useful or interesting to talk about. So I think our question writer has come up with something a little more exciting. How about this, John? Does your personality change when you are hungry?
It never used to. So I never got hungry and angry. I never got any sort of mood change for being hungry. I could go like a day or two without eating and have no changes except being more tired, maybe. However, recently I've noticed I get quiet now when I'm hungry. When I get hungry, I get a little bit less focused and a little bit more quiet. I'm not hangry yet, but I wonder if that's the beginning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, that surprises me. I think even from being young, I don't know if, when I was young it wasn't hangry, but if I got hungry, I would start to feel sick. I guess I got maybe high stomach acid or something, and it would start to make me feel really bad, so I would get kind of desperate. I have to eat something. Help, like scared. Not angry, but desperate. Yeah. And now I'm older, it's definite anger. My sickness manifests as nothing but pure aggression.
Wow. Do you recognize the hangry versus angry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's a different feeling.
Yes. I think because from being young, I've always had this, if my stomach, if I'm growling hungry, I can't wait. I feel like I'm going to actually vomit at some point.
Wow.
It's real bad.
You got to eat.
Yeah.
You need snacks all the time, like right next to you.
Yes.
You're like angry.
No, seriously though, especially when I was young, I used to carry like little things just in case.
Yeah.
Because it would be so bad.
The tummy
Can't
hurt.
manage without phone.
The boo-boo on the tummy. Yeah.
So, something that was mentioned in the article is that old saying from the service industry, the customer is always right. Does anyone even believe that anymore? Like, does anyone even live by that these days? What do you think about this phrase, the customer is always right?
I think the phrase had a certain intent which has been lost on customers mostly, meaning that, oh, if I'm always right, then what I say must be followed. And I think what the phrase is trying to talk about is the customer is the one who has the money. So we need to make sure that the customer is the one spending the money as much as possible. It does not mean you get to do something illegal against company policy or against human decency in order to gain something as a customer. That is not the right it's talking about. It's saying, hey, if our business is doing this practice and customers don't like it and we're losing customers, we need to change so that we can gain more customers. That's it. It's not saying that you get to yell at people because you're right. Yeah. The concept, though, is, I guess, okay. It just needs to be changed or just erased. And then we can just say customers have money.
Yeah. Customers are right sometimes unless they break the law or use unnecessary
Oh my
when
gosh.
they're wrong. Yeah.
Which is they're usually wrong. That's the thing. But you have to be like, well, I want your money more than I want to be right. So here you go. Let's exchange it. Let's change it. Let's get your money back. Let's be kind to you, even though you're wrong.
So, speaking of these creative punishments where you get to walk in the shoes of the other party in a dispute, I want you to walk in the shoes of a teacher.
Oh.
Go down to the vocabulary section and teach yourself a lesson. But not aggressively, you know. Be a kind teacher. Be a nice teacher to yourself. Hope you enjoy that experience, and then you can come back and join us in the next one. See you. Bye-bye.
Spell.
Spell.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Perpetrator.
Perpetrator.
Plead guilty.
Plead guilty.
Opine.
Opine.